Hey guys, it's Chilly Z again. And in this video, I want to talk to you about doing your actual planning activities. So this would be at the weekly, you can do it at the monthly level. That kind of happens, I think, as things occur. But for me, I really plan weekly and then daily. And what that looks like for me is whatever you consider your start of the week. For me, Sunday night is a really good time for me to kind of sit down and look at the week. Some people do it Monday night, some people do it Saturday night. It really just depends on what works. Or you can do it in the morning. So weekly planning may take a little more or less, it just depends. But I recommend that you do 30 minutes minimum the night before of the day you're planning or the week, or 30 minutes in the morning. But you're going to need to get up and be alone and quiet before anybody else gets up. You cannot have any other distractions. So for me, I'm a mom with two little kids. They're in bed by about 8:30. Okay, the goal's 7:30, but it doesn't always happen. But once that happens, and my husband and I have spent some time together, he goes and does his work, or if he's working late, I'll find some quiet time in a space, and I'll sit down with my calendar and my to-do list and actually schedule my activities. I used to try to do it in the morning, and it did not work for me. I would sometimes oversleep, I would run late, I would wake up and not know exactly what needed to get done for the day, and I wasn't as productive. So for me, I have one of those brains that never shuts off. And so if I could plan the night before, it helped me calmly sleep because I knew everything that was going to happen the next day and what were the big things that needed to happen. So it's really important that you find the planning time and then decide in that. So the planning time is when you're deciding what you're going to do for the week and what you're going to do for the day. So find some planning time and guard it very, very seriously. Another thing to consider when you're picking your planning time is if you're a morning devotional person, you don't really want to conflict devotional and time to schedule and all those kind of things together. So just consider that when you're picking your time. You can go back and forth and try and see what works. Maybe some days you do it in the morning and some at night. But it's consistent, and I would recommend a consistent schedule. So if it's always on Monday morning and then always on the rest of the nights or whatever works for you. So let's start with weekly planning first. Wow, I just pulled my hair back and it looks like crap. Okay, so weekly planning. Here's what I do. 30 minutes night before, so Sunday night for me, I sit down with my calendar and then I have my to-do list. And I'm looking at the calendar from the month perspective. And when we talk about tools, I'll go into detail with this, but I have a paper calendar and then I have a calendar that I use on my phone. Now, my calendar is a week-long view, and I will show you guys some different views of different things. So I did use planner pads, and I'll go through and show you different pieces and different things. But one of the calendars I used did a really great job because what it has is it has the whole week on 2 pages, like this, okay? And so I think this is a really useful thing. So you have, do you see the days? I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to get some light in it. But you have the days up here. I don't know if you can see this. The days are here. It has blanks and has times. Okay, and then that's the planner pad. And then this is plum paper, another organizer. Same kind of idea, except it doesn't have time. It just has the days and then a bunch of blank lines. And I'll go into tools in a little bit, but what I want to talk about is systems right now. So I sit down with a week-long view, whatever you do. If you do it on your calendar, that's fine, but look at the week. So open Outlook or open iCal or whatever you use on your iPad, your phone, or whatever, and open up the week and look what you've got scheduled. And look at creating some white spaces for, or the time blocks. Remember what we talked about, time blocks of family time or kid time. So what I do is kind of from 4 when I pick up the kids. Most days I pick them up about 3:30 or 4 if they don't have activities, and then then we have them until they go to bed at 7:30. So on a monthly view, I don't put gymnastics on every single day of the month, but when it comes to weekly planning, I do. I put all the activities for the week of everything that needs to get done, and I just take a look at what it looks like visually. I'm a visual person. It needs to be out there in front of me. So I put down all the things that need to happen Monday through Saturday night so I know what's coming. After I look at that, I look at some of the things that need to get done. Like I need to have a plumber come over, right? And I haven't called the plumber. So the plumber's probably not going to come on Monday because it's Sunday, but I can call the plumber on Monday so the plumber could come. And then you look at your calendar, right? And if it's too busy on Tuesday or you're not going to be home on Tuesday, Thursday, then on Monday when you call the plumber, you'll know that the only day you have open is Friday. And sometimes if it's an appointment where I can email or text or something, or book online, I'll do the booking online Sunday night to kind of get some of those things put in my calendar, or at least shoot off some messages. So that's how I kind of, and I actually have my every single activity that I'm doing is in my phone. But because I can't view it long ways, this weekly planning is when I sit down and take everything out of the phone and sit down and look at it in the entire week. Things may move on my calendar and things may change, but that's how I look at it for the week. And then I sit down right after I've planned the week, and then I sit down and plan Monday because it's Sunday night. I'm going to plan Monday. And what I do with that is, I know that I'm going to drop off the kids at 8 o'clock, let's say. And then on Mondays, I like to mall walk or go work out, right? And that's going to be from 8:15 to 9:15. And then I'll leave some space, travel time or whatever, and then, shower, whatever, get ready, and then I'll schedule my activities. If I'm going to be home working that whole day, I will schedule out what I'm going to be working on. I need to do my newsletter because it's the first Monday of the month. The newsletter goes out on Wednesday. Those kind of activities. That's why I'm looking at the weekly view to determine what I'm going to do on Monday. Again, my activities go tie back to my goals and my priorities. It really helps me figure out what I need to do. Some things to think about when you're doing your daily planning. So again, I've said you do weekly planning. I don't really do a monthly basis because my stuff kind of pops up, but I do a weekly planning and then I move into the daily planning on Sunday night for Monday and then Monday night for Tuesday and so on. If something pops up or I get a phone call, I'll go and put it in the calendar for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. Let's say I call the plumber on Monday and he can't come for 2 more weeks. Well, I'm going to go in and put it in my calendar for 2 weeks when he can come. I mean, just regular schedules of appointments. You do that. One of the things that I think is really important, there's a book out, some of you may have read it, called Eat That Frog. It's an old saying, and the idea is that you do, if the worst thing that happens in the day is that you eat a frog, and you do it at the very beginning of the day, it's the worst thing, it's the hardest thing, the thing you don't want to do. If you do that first, then everything else is easy. You've gotten rid of the hard thing or the complicated thing. For me, I also view the 3 rule. So I look at the week and say, what are the 3 main things that really high level towards my goal, where I want to be, what needs to get done? And so I kind of try to make sure that my activities align with those 3 core things that need to get done. And then as I'm doing daily planning, and you'll see on one of my planners, it actually has a section where it has a little checklist. And this planner actually has that little section for 3 things every single day. And then it's got a little weekly for the bullets also. So for me, I write down every day what are the 3 things that have to get done. And I'm telling you guys, these are 3 things that have to get done. If you don't have 3, don't put 3. But these things, I cannot go to sleep until I've done them. It is a commitment I make to myself, and they are the things that have to get done. If it doesn't have to get done Monday, then I can put it on a Tuesday as a maybe, but not as one of my 3. The 3 things that have to get done. It kind of keeps me from... So let's say it's Sunday night, I put the 3 things that have to get done for Monday. So Monday night, I'm sitting down and it's about time for bed. 30 minutes before I go to bed, I'm going to do my planning. And I realize that I didn't do 1 or 2 of those 3 things. I will then at that time either do them. I mean, it depends on how much time it takes. If it's just a 1 or 2 little thing, then I can do it. But it should have been in my schedule and I should have adjusted and been able to check it off. Maybe what happens is, you get a phone call, kid's sick, and you have to go pick up the kid, and your schedule's gotten messed up, right? You can't do the things that you're supposed to do. When you get some breathing space, or on Monday night, before you start Tuesday, re-look at your schedule and see what's possible, and then you're probably going to have to replan for the week. A sick kid on Monday is going to make everything get adjusted. They may not be going back to school on Tuesday, so you may lose Monday and Tuesday. So just kind of think about those things. If you've got a lot of meetings and really important things, then that's when you call and see if somebody else can help you out, or if you can delegate some things or get rid of some things. So I love the eat that frog. I think it's a really good analogy. And if you do the thing you hate the first, then it makes everything, it's like taking that bad medicine, get that out of the way and be done with it. I'm just looking over my notes to make sure that I told you guys everything else. Make sure you're making time for planning. And I don't really care how you do it. Make sure you've got it in some kind of central place. I mean, I told you I've got different tools that I use different things for. I'm going to do another video on all the tools that I use and different ways that I use them, and show you specifically on how I use them. But I just wanted you to get an idea of what's working and how daily planning looks and how that works for me. So I hope it was helpful, and let me know what works for you, what you're doing, and we'll talk later. Thanks a lot. Bye.